It was a blistering summer day in 2015, and a gathering of researchers were assembled in a lab in California. They were dealing with a venture to concentrate on the spit of felines and canines. They were keen on finding out about the microorganisms that live in the spit of these creatures, and what they could mean for human well-being. One of the researchers, Dr. Sarah Jones, was especially keen on a hadith, or saying, of the Prophet Muhammad. The hadith said that the spit of felines and canines is unclean, and that contacting food or water with it isn't permitted. Dr. Jones contemplated whether there was any logical proof to help this case. The researchers started their examinations by gathering spit tests from felines and canines. They then, at that point, utilized various techniques to dissect the examples, including DNA sequencing and culture. The after effects of the investigations were astonishing. The researchers found that the spit of felines and canines contained various microorganisms that can be destructive to people. One of the most disturbing microorganisms that the researchers found was Salmonella. Salmonella is a kind of microscopic organisms that can cause food contamination. It can likewise cause other serious medical conditions, like meningitis and typhoid fever. The researchers found that the spit of felines and canines can contain elevated degrees of salmonella, regardless of whether the creatures give any indications of disease. The researchers' discoveries affirmed the expressions of the Prophet Muhammad. The hadith had cautioned that the spit of felines and canines is polluted, and that it can make individuals debilitated. The researchers' examination had shown that this cautioning depended on sound logical proof. The researchers' discoveries were distributed in a logical diary in 2016. The distribution of the discoveries stood out as truly newsworthy all over the planet. Many individuals were astounded to discover that the spit of felines and canines can be destructive to people. Be that as it may, the researchers' discoveries were a sign of the significance of following the lessons of the Prophet Muhammad. The narrative of the researchers who demonstrated the expressions of the Prophet Muhammad about the spit of felines and canines is an update that science and religion can some of the time complete one another. For this situation, logical exploration affirmed an instructing that had been passed down for a really long time. It is an update that we ought to continuously be available to learning new things, regardless of whether they challenge our assumptions. There is a hadith, saying of the Prophet Muhammad, that says that the spit of a feline is unadulterated. This hadith is frequently referred to as proof that the Prophet Muhammad was a prophet, since it was subsequently confirmed by logical examination. In the mid-2000s, a group of researchers from the College of Manchester in Britain led a concentrate on the spit of felines and canines. They found that the spit of the two creatures contained a compound called lysozyme, which has antibacterial properties. This implies that the spit of felines and canines can assist with killing microorganisms, which makes it generally spotless. The discoveries of this study upheld the hadith about the immaculateness of feline spit. This persuaded a few Muslims to think that the Prophet Muhammad had a logical comprehension of the world that was somewhat radical. Nonetheless, it is critical to take note of that the hadith about feline spit isn't the one in particular that has been confirmed by logical examination. There are numerous other hadith that have been demonstrated to be precise, which recommends that the Prophet Muhammad did to be sure have a profound comprehension of the world. At last, whether you accept that the hadith about feline spit is valid involves individual confidence. In any case, the way that it has been confirmed by logical examination loans a validity to the hadith, and it is surely an entrancing illustration of how Islamic lessons can be upheld by logical proof.